This is your First Alert Weather Breakdown, a deep dive into how weather works with meteorologist Evan Thomason.
Welcome in to the First Alert Weather Breakdown Friday edition. Friday, where we're hyped up for the weekend. I am meteorologist Evan Thomason. Welcome on to the stream. It's the last day of the work week. Again, I am excited about the weekend. You are excited about the weekend, and you deservedly you have the right to do so, essentially, here for Saturday and Sunday, especially with mostly beautiful conditions in store for the weekend. Notice how I said mostly. Unfortunately, we do have our next big round of rain creeping in here just in time for, well, the weekend. Also, on top of that, the next batch of storms that we do have in the Arctic are giving us a First Alert Weather Day, unfortunately, which will be coming one of the 2 days out of the weekend. Though I will say, enjoy the sunshine while we have it. Enjoy the dry conditions while we have it for the weekend. That's still going to be around here for a good chunk of the weekend, honestly. I still believe. So it's just going to be a question of just a little slot of time where you kind of need to watch out for the scattered and widespread storms to hit into our region here in the Arctic, because unfortunately, yes, they could bring us severe weather and are likely to bring us severe weather. So let's take a look at that on the agenda, shall we? Here for the day today, it's all about the weekend forecast and a little bit of the forecast for the rest of your Friday as well, which is included in the weekend too. We'll also, in your exclusive coverage, have more on the travel forecast for those of you looking to get outside of the Arctic. And some of the severe storms hitting the Arctic will look to hit some areas around us as well here for this coming weekend too. So that's something to watch out for too. And we're going to have all of your details about your First Alert Weather Day coming on up here in the stream. For those of you watching on YouTube as well, feel free to leave a comment question if you have anything to discuss, any comments, any questions. Let me know on YouTube, because again, then I can discuss them, or I can answer them live on this podcast. They can go into the recording, and voila, they will be there for all of eternity. For those of you just joining us for the first time ever, again, this is essentially the weather forecast expanded. We typically only have a certain amount of time during newscasts because, newscasts are half news, half weather. This is all weather. We get to take as much time as we want, which is great because it means we don't forget about anything. I can go out over each and every nitty-gritty detail about certain things. I can also answer people's questions, that kind of thing. It just makes it so much easier for me. It's a lot more laid back and relaxed for myself as well, again, because it's just me ranting on and having a weather discussion with y'all. It's pretty cool. Anyways, all right, welcome on to the stream again. One last thing I'll discuss before we get into that full forecast here for you is that we are hanging around with a sunny day here for the day today. But again, you want to make sure you're getting weather alerts with us here into the weekend with that First Alert Weather Day on the horizon here in the Arctic. So be wary of that moving on through into areas around here for I'm not gonna spoil which day it is here for the weekend. You'll have to wait for this forecast here coming on up. So let's get straight into it, shall we? All right. So as I set everything up here for you, hopefully you're having a great day on Friday. We woke up to bitter cold temperatures around the Arctic. I mean, man, you felt the door outside, especially if you were in areas outside of Shreveport and Texarkana. Most of our lows got down below the freezing mark. I even saw some upper 20s on some of the outskirts of the region. I think Nacogdoches, for example, got down to 27 degrees here, 27 degrees in Nacogdoches, which is wild to think, especially for past mid-March. It's March 21st, and we're still talking about the temperatures getting way below freezing. Thankfully, I don't think we'll see anything like this morning happening again anytime soon. Maybe until next fall, next winter, honestly, quite frankly. No signs are pointing to us getting that cold again anytime soon at all, at least over the next 7 to 12 days. All right, so let's get, as I gain control of my graphics here, there we go. Beautiful. Sunshine. Blue skies. That's what we have in store throughout the entire Arctic here for the day today. This is day Oh, man, this is day 6. Yeah, this is day 6 of continuous sunshine and blue skies. We did have some cloud cover, remember, earlier this week on Tuesday and Wednesday with a cold front coming on through, but it was cloud cover at best. Didn't really give us any rain at all. We've been kind of ramping you up here for the storm coverage that is expected here over the weekend, which, again, we'll have more on it here in just a moment. But current conditions, temperatures now getting up into the 50s after starting off bitter cold this morning. Thankfully, not only is sun helping us out for the day today, but I will say winds are helping us out too. More on that in just a moment, but I want to go over the temperatures elsewhere. It's still 46, though, in DeQueen, 57, meanwhile, Magnolia, 59 in Bienville, 57 for Natchitoches, 55 again in Shreveport, and most of East Texas. Winds getting a little breezy for this afternoon. For those of you with us on KSLA News 12 on the morning show, you'll note that the wind speeds were nice and calm. I made sure to pinpoint that because it's been an issue for us over the last 2 days. Unfortunately, it's an issue for us again heading into this afternoon. It was calm this morning, but winds are expected and have ramped up into the afternoon hours. Winds mainly between 5 to 15 miles an hour, although starting to see a little more double digits around here, especially in Mansfield with winds at 15 miles an hour. Notice which direction they are coming from. They're coming out of the south, which means we're picking up on warmer air. And with that on top of the sunshine, that's what's helping to warm up our temperatures as much as they can here for the day today. 72 in Prescott, 74 in Texarkana, 72 in DeQueen, in East Texas, 74 Marshall, 73 in Dangerfield, 73 also for Center. Northwest Louisiana, 73 for Natchitoches, 71 for Winfield, 71 in Ringgold, 74, though, for Shreveport. Morning temperatures as well are also expected to warm up. Again, a warming trend pretty much starts now with us picking up the winds out of the south. That's helping us dig ourselves out of this cold hole that we were in essentially for the last 36 hours. It started with yesterday morning's temperatures getting way cold. Yesterday afternoon's highs not really getting that warm at all. Thankfully, we're getting a lot more comfortable around here, especially for the mornings. It will still be a little chilly out the door here for tomorrow morning, but nothing like what we saw this morning. Lows will be only down into the upper 40s, maybe even lower 50s. All right, for those of you who have been waiting to talk about our first alert weather day, this is your time, essentially, here in the Arklatex. We're continuing to keep you first alert and tracking this system, which is on the west coast here this morning. It's continuing to move eastward. So let's track this system as it moves eastward into the Arklatex. So it's going to continue to move eastward over the next 24 hours, and by tomorrow around this time, it's around the Rocky Mountains instead of directly on the west coast. The point is, it's not on top of the Arklatex. So Saturday is not your first alert weather day. Saturday, enjoy the sunshine again throughout the entirety of tomorrow as this system is still way off to our west. But then the system eventually arrives into the Arklatex on Sunday. So yes, Sunday is your KSLA News 12 first alert weather day here in the Arklatex. Now, I've stopped this long-range future track to kind of show you where showers are beginning, when they're expected to start essentially around the Arklatex. And that is around 3 or 4 o'clock, not until the afternoon hours. So there's lots of points I want to bring up with this. Number one, if you have any plans either at or before 3 p.m., they're fine. I know first alert weather day usually means, oh my gosh, the entire day is filled with severe storms. It's not really the case here for the system. Storms, again, are expected to form the earliest by 3 p.m. So if you're going out to church, you should be fine. If you have Sunday brunch plans, you should be fine. If you have lunch plans, you also should be okay. Most of the issues pretty much start and spring up right around dinner time here for the nighttime on Sunday, because look at that future track. It's really going to start to amplify those severe storms very quickly. And this future track in particular is tracking on these storms way late at night, which most future tracks are agreeing with, but maybe not this late, so to speak. But look at the time frame, right around midnight. Sunday heading into Monday is when we're expecting these showers to come on through. Before we should definitely clear up these showers and storms by the morning commute hours of your Monday. So I'm hoping, honestly, that most of the severe weather threat affects us in the overnight hours and while you're pretty much asleep between Sunday and Monday. All right, let's take a look at one more future track that's a little more zoomed into the local time frame here. Again, today and tomorrow, nice sunshine. That awaits you here all the way through Saturday, which is great. Then you get into Sunday. Sunday, it will be cloudy. I will say that's going to happen throughout the good course of the day. You might even run into a stray shower or two during the daytime hours of Sunday, but then this is your picture. But look how late it is again, 8, 9 p.m. We have scattered storms and showers. mainly settling around the southern half of the Arklatex, which could very well be a possibility. In fact, I'm going to show you that severe weather risk here in just a moment about where exactly we're expecting this threat of storms to be in the region. But essentially, we're expecting these severe showers and storms pretty much widespread around the Arklatex around 8, 9 p.m. on Sunday. Some of that could continue into the overnight hours, but we should clear things up again by the morning commute on Monday. So here's what we're watching out for and keeping you first alert about. Most of it's with the hail and strong winds. Tornadoes, thankfully, is a low threat with this system, which is good news. It's low, but it is not zero. I've heard that from several people, including the National Weather Service, which we interviewed yesterday. You should check out that episode. But the National Weather Service continues to maintain a low but possible chance of tornadic activity from Sunday. So again, you want to make sure you're weather aware with us then. All right, so severe weather risk. This was new from the Storm Prediction Center this morning. This is the first time they've been, since we're now within 3 days out. This is their first main outlook on in terms of marginal, slight, and enhanced risk around the Arklatex with the severe weather threat. And it looks like we're only dealing with a slight risk, which is still a legitimate risk regardless here for the Arklatex, and most of that is situated across the bulk of the region. Essentially, the slight risk, the bullseye for that, is situated right on top of the Arklatex here for the most part, across the I-20 corridor, and especially for those south of I-20 as well. If you look at the northern half of the Arklatex, especially for those along and north of I-30, you might not even get rain from the system at all on Sunday. I'm going to be quite honest with you there. That could include areas around Texarkana, too. So I'm looking for most of this storm system to affect either those along or south of I-20 here for the most part. They're probably getting the greatest threat. So, again, here's how that weekend shapes out. So all of Saturday is looking great. Sunday, the 70% chance of showers and storms. Again, all of that is going to be for the late afternoon, evening, and even late night hours of Sunday heading into Monday. So that's the time frame, again, of when that looks like it's going to happen. So, again, you want to make sure, can't stress it enough, that you are weather aware with us here on Sunday night. Sunday during the day, you should be fine. Sunday night is when we have issues. Then we have another little tiny chance of rain here for Wednesday and Thursday in the middle of next week. Looks like we got a little tiny disturbance. Nothing of which screams severe weather to me in the middle of next week, which is good. For now, we'll keep you first alert here for the time being, but only a slim chance of some stray showers are possibly creeping in here for the middle of next week. But days around Sunday, though, sunshine Friday and Saturday. We'll build a little bit of cloud cover during the daytime on Sunday before those storms Sunday night, but most of Sunday I think it should be still fine, especially when everybody's out and about. And then Monday and Tuesday, you're looking at that dry sunshine returning back into the Arklatex. As for the highs, we get into the lower 80s by tomorrow, and most of the long-term period is holding us with those highs pretty much steady in those lower 80s as well. You notice one little dip in the temperatures down into the upper 70s briefly for Monday, but overall, it's going to be warm, and those morning temperatures are going to be warm as well. I'm going to go ahead and remove my head out of the equation, but yeah, your morning lows you're waking up to most of next morning, or most of next week, look to be in the upper 50s and lower 60s, so certainly maybe a little chilly for some, but not as cold as what it was this morning or yesterday morning. Ooh, quite the chill. Quite the chill. All right, let's look at your full local forecast. If you have any questions, YouTube, that is the way to ask and to do so. Feel free to ask. I can answer anything after the break. Also, after the break, we'll be taking a look at our weekend travel forecast for those of you scurrying away outside of the Arklatex to go around the region. We'll have, again, that forecast for you in store after a 2-minute water break. You know, because I've been speaking for the last, 15 minutes ongoing. You get the point. I'll be back after 2 minutes. All right, welcome on back to the first alert weather breakdown. Again, I'm meteorologist Evan Thompson here at KSLA News 12. Thanks again for joining us. All right, what you just caught again was our local full forecast here. I want to make sure, again, you're weather aware with us here on Sunday. For those of you traveling outside of the Arklatex here for the weekend, again, Sunday, storms are plaguing the Arklatex here locally, specifically on Sunday night. Yet, let's see if those storms are affecting anybody else regionally here for your upcoming weekend. Because, hey, I love a good bit of travel. I myself will be traveling around here this weekend, which will be fun to do, but it'll be fun to do especially if it is rain-free. So here's the current satellite picture around the Arklatex. Got a little bit of moisture up to the north with a little system, but that's not affecting the Arklatex here locally, and for us at least today. Yet, looks like it is traveling in the areas of Little Rock and the bulk of Arkansas there with some cloud cover. Looks like it's dodging most of Texas, though, and most of Louisiana and most of Mississippi, too, which is good. Just a little tiny disturbance with some cloud cover. I don't believe this is the current radar picture here. Yeah, this is not really showing us that batch of cloud cover in Little Rock in Arkansas, excuse me, is not really giving us any wet weather at all. In fact, all is really quiet around the nation as a whole. Good disturbance right now in Maine, and that's it across the Northeast. A little bit of some mixed showers going on in states well off to our north, and then again, we're keeping you first alert locally in the Arklatex on Sunday from the system right now that's hitting the west coast with actually a good amount of rain showers from northern California up into Washington currently. That system again is going to hit the Rocky Mountains here for the day tomorrow before reaching the Arklatex the next day. So here's how that looks. Again, we've been tracking this thing out. Saturday, it's across the Rocky Mountains. And then there's the watch on it on Sunday. In fact, I'm actually going to remove my face here. You can see the full picture. Essentially, most of Saturday, I think most of Saturday, I think most of our regional areas still looking fairly good. Saturday night, maybe a little chance of some strong storms late Saturday in areas like Springfield, Missouri, and Tulsa, Oklahoma. Then we get a little bit of the rain early on Sunday, and it looks like that rain kind of extends and dips down into the Arklatex and in areas off to our east as well, into northern Mississippi, northeastern Louisiana as well, in for your Sunday night. And then once it hits Sunday night between northern Louisiana, far eastern Texas, looks like it's going to miss Dallas here for the most part. And this line stretches all the way into northern Alabama and through Mississippi. Again, that strikes, to back up, again, all that strikes pretty much Sunday night. Once it hits, that entire line is going to look to move southward and eventually hit areas off to our south. I'm actually going to go into the future track and kind of show you and zoom out a little bit here on our scene camera here. Just give me 1 second as I'm going to kind of move around the camera here so you can see actually regionally around the Arklatex. So here we go. So, all right, so let's go ahead and I'm going to show you this whole future track one more time again, but I'm going to leave this camera point right here, essentially. So, Saturday, all looks good around the entire regional vicinity, which is good. Again, the problems start on Sunday. Sunday morning, the problems are only apparent in Arkansas, and then the system really takes a good dip down into Sunday night, especially into the Arklatex, into northern Mississippi, into northern Alabama as well, and into southeastern Arkansas too. Then, it looks, first of all, I will note, it looks like most of the system does dodge the Dallas-Fort Worth vicinity. So those of you headed out towards Dallas this weekend, actually, you're looking like you're going to have the most perfect weekend out of anybody. Then, heading into early Monday morning, these storms dip down towards New Orleans and essentially towards the coastline there for you early Monday morning on your Monday morning commute. Us here in the Arklatex are pretty much dried out by the Monday morning commute, and hopefully you're back in the Arklatex if you're traveling out around by Sunday night, by that first alert weather day night, or else you're going to be dealing with, again, hail and strong winds, and hail on the roadways. Oh, that's going to be thick water droplets that you're going to having to be scurrying through on the way back. So let's put these conditions into kind of some numbers and also some icons essentially for you. Right now, sunshine. That's out regionally across the area. Should be for the rest of today and tomorrow. Temperatures pretty much region-wide are in the 50s. 63 right now in Houston. High temperatures for today warming up. 78 in Dallas. 70 for New Orleans. Lower 70s and upper 60s pretty much for everybody else around us. 76 in Houston. A little warmer out to the west side, out towards Dallas and Houston. For tomorrow, again, temperatures continue to warm up. That makes sense. 83 in Dallas, upper 70s, and for New Orleans and Little Rock, 80 for Monroe, 82 in Houston. Notice everybody stays dry for Saturday, but then the concerns come in on the last day of the weekend and for Sunday, especially targeting, again, looking at Little Rock during the day, and for Sunday, it looks like it's going to be hitting Sunday night in areas like Monroe and Jackson. And again, those along the coastline, New Orleans and Houston are looking to pretty much dodge this until Monday morning, so until the start of next work week. And also, Dallas. Looks like Dallas is kind of the lucky area that's going to dodge the system completely, actually. Just a little bit out to the west. Not even going to look to get a drop for the weekend or even for the start of next work week on Monday. So that's a look at your regional forecast. Thanks for joining us for that. Yeah. That's for, again, all you traveling outside of the Arklatex this weekend, including myself. It's going to be mostly great. Just watch out for Sunday. Watch out for Sunday, and hopefully you're not stuck somewhere Monday morning, especially stuck somewhere with rain Monday morning. So, yeah, watch out for that. Anyways, we'll have a quick commercial break. We'll give you a sneak preview of what you can look forward to on next work week's worth of weather podcasts. Got through it. You get the point. We'll give you some previews as to what you can look forward to next week on the First Alert Weather Breakdown, coming up after this. Welcome on back to the First Alert Weather Breakdown. I'm meteorologist Evan Thompson. First of all, for those of you listening on YouTube, I realize I did not hit mute at all while during the commercial break. I mean, nothing happened. Just you might have heard me coughing briefly, or maybe talking to myself. Was I talking to myself? I don't think I was. You never know. Anyways, it's Friday. It's quite literally also the end of my shift, too. So, yeah. Anyways, enjoy your Friday. Enjoy your weekend. We obviously, for those of you who know us, we only do First Alert Weather Breakdown Weather Podcast every single weekday. Saturday and Sunday, we are off. And we will be back on Monday at 10:30 a.m. Hey, 10:30 a.m. Hey, though, we have a good episode coming for you Monday. Some things we're going to look to do next week before I spoil Monday. We're going to look to kind of review over what happened with Sunday's storms. We are also going to look to give you another weekend travel forecast next Friday as well. And if I remember correctly, we have an interview next week that will be popping up on Monday's episode. Get you to look forward to that. We had the National Weather Service coming in here this weekend for our interview. One of my goals, kind of like almost just about every week, is to get somebody physically in here that's from outside of the station into the podcast studio here at KSLA News 12 on the First Floor with a breakdown. Next week we will have fire department. We will have John Phelan, who's with the Caddo Parish Fire District, answering some questions about some fire danger that recently arose this past week, especially on Wednesday with the strong winds. That could be possible again next week. So he'll give us the latest on that on Monday. That'll be on Monday's First Alert with a breakdown. CJ will be actually playing a vital role in that. I think CJ will actually be the solo host with John next week. So that'll be exciting here for the start of Monday. Hopefully the fire danger appears to hopefully be dimmed down from the storms on Sunday. That is one good thing that we are definitely getting, is some amount of moisture in the Arklatex here from those storms heading at the end of the weekend. So best of luck. Best of luck to those storms, and hopefully that dims down our fire danger. But we'll check in with John Phelan here next week on the First Alert with a breakdown again, 10:30 on Monday. We'll see you there on 10:30 Monday. Before then, you want to make sure, again, you are weather aware with us here at KSLA News 12. Meteorologist CJ Cartledge will have all your forecasts for you coming up this weekend on both Saturday and Sunday, so pay attention to him and his forecast here from the weekend. Follow his social media pages. Meteorologist Austin Evans will have the latest weather update coming up here on the live stream, which will be on at noon. Again, there is no noon show on actual CBS due to March Madness, which is going to be encompassing a good portion of the day today. But there will be a KSLA News 12 show on. It will just be on the live stream, pretty much on here, for those of you watching on the live stream, in just about an hour. So thanks for watching the First Alert with a breakdown, though. I appreciate it very much. You have a great rest of your day. Enjoy your weekend. Just make sure you're weather aware with us again on your KSLA News 12 First Alert Weather Day on Sunday. Again, say it with me. Specifically, Sunday night. Sunday night. I won't see you again on Monday, but the podcast will be back specifically on Monday at 10:30. You be there, be square, and most importantly, be weather aware. Have a great rest of your day and enjoy your weekend. Peace out.